Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analyzing the S&P 500 followed by the Nasdaq100 and the DowJones30 future chart. Today we have a very important video ahead of us, which I would like everyone to listen to, especially if you listened to my videos last week, because last week I referenced this 50-day EMA point as an area of initial support where we could rally from to go in a, basically backtest the year-to-date highs here in the S&P 500, which sit up at around 4,600. Same here for the Nasdaq100, where the highs sit at around 15,900. But I have changed my outlook here for the indices, and I fear that we could potentially be trading in an ABC correction pattern. We've just basically come off this 5-wave Elliott structure, and I fear that now we are currently in the process of forming an ABC correction. And if anyone who has studied ABC corrections, you will know that the B to C leg has to basically break below the A to B leg. And of course, those lows were the August lows that we achieved back on the 18th of August, which sits at around 4,340. So that's what I'm kind of looking for here, is over the next couple of days and weeks, a breakdown lower here where we potentially break below the 0.36. The 0.236 fib area, which sits at around 4,344, and we might even go and test at 4,300, maybe to 4,260 area, and that makes a lot of sense because that's where the 200-day EMA currently sits at. We have some very important data coming out this week, of course, including the CPI, and there's one big dilemma for the CPI print, and that is crude oil. Crude oil currently trading at a yearly high here, up around $87.50 a barrel, and this has just exploded over the past couple of trading months, and there's no signs of it stopping because Saudi Arabia hold the cards right now, especially OPEC, and they continue to cut production every time the oil starts to dip, and that's very worrying for central banks around the globe because of course oil is a massive contributor to the headline inflation figures. So that's my fear here for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, is that we are currently trading within a ABC correction here, and as I mentioned, ABC corrections, the C leg has to typically break below the lows of the A leg. So those lows that we formed here on the Nasdaq 100, for example, back on the 18th of August, which sits at around 14,557, could potentially be at risk of being broken before we do find a bottom. Now, the good news is that as of October onwards, I am very excited for the market. I think that there's a very large likelihood that we do see a rip your face off rally going into year end. But of course, September, historically speaking, is the worst month of the year. In a pre-election year, yes, it does look a little bit more positive than normal years, but that being said, it's still one of the worst performing months of the year. So I think you have to be very cautious with that moving forward. So I have actually just sent some sell signals. I closed all of my buy signals here in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, and I'm now gone ahead and opened sell signals in both. If you'd like to copy that, then make sure you scan this QR code on your screen. It will take you to my website where you can sign up. It is completely free of charge to join my signal team and receive my daily market research for 1 month. And if you don't like it, then you can cancel at any time free of charge as well. You will not be charged. But make sure you scan this QR code and go and sign up on my website if you'd like to be part of my signal team, and copy my two recent trades here, which were sales in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, which are short-term tactical trades, of course, because as of October, I am expecting the market to continue its rally. A few headwinds for stocks today. Stocks like Nvidia, for example, falling off a cliff. We're down 2%. I think off those swing highs after earnings, we have now fallen a total of 11%, and there's no signs of it stopping. I think the next area of support sits at around 402, so we could potentially see a further 10% decline here for a stock like Nvidia, and people will still argue and say, okay, well, the stock's still up 268%. So that's definitely something to look out for. We're seeing stocks like Microsoft perform pretty well, but we could potentially be hitting some resistance here where it does send us back out down towards that 320 area. So that could potentially have some massive headwinds for stocks in both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. And then just quickly moving over to the DowJones30, technically speaking, this looks very strong. We continue to trade within this uptrend. We haven't broken any technical support as of yet, but we haven't really tested it for the past couple of days or weeks, which should be seen as a positive as well. But a break above this 50-day EMA, and providing that we can close above it, that then likely sends us up towards 35,000. If we can break above that, then of course we can go trade a little bit higher up towards the swing highs here. I think it's very important for all the viewers at home to understand that in the Dow Jones 30, you do have more of a defensive index here. We've got a bit of energy, which is performing very well right now. As I mentioned a few moments ago, we have crude oil that's surging significantly higher. We have a lot of banking stocks, a lot of banking stocks as well, like Charles Schwab, for example, is up 1%, performing pretty well. And that's obviously all helping, the likes of a DowJones30 stay higher than both the Nasdaq100 and the S&P500. So just to conclude for today's video, I am bearish for the next couple of days and weeks ahead as we work our way through the month of September. From October onwards, I am expecting a rally to occur, but it looks to me that we are currently trading within this ABC pattern, and until proven otherwise, I will be looking to sell any rallies like what we've seen during today's trading session, as I do believe this market is destined to go and test those August 18th lows once again. Don't forget, guys, if you'd like to join my Signal team, make sure you scan that QR code and sign up on my website.